YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the Soul's Journey, where we are on a journey for the metaphysical, the spiritual, even a little bit of spooky. So since it is October, I decided that I wanted to do some spooky, and I'm going to be looking at some paranormal TikToks, and I wanted to definitely share them with you all. I am actually going to be starting with Audacity because I love these stitches for the Audacity TikTok. So we are going to get started.
Tell me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true.
Okay, perfect, because I have one, and it's actually like a really good story, and it's a story that I honestly don't even think I've told anybody. But when I was 16, I lived literally in the middle of BF nowhere. I was in Texas, and I got a bicycle for my 16th birthday, and I was super excited because that meant I basically had like my freedom. So I would just ride around on my bicycle, and since I was in the middle of nowhere, like it was just like a bunch of like dirt roads, and you would end up in like the back of people's properties, and like it was like rural, like nobody really cared what you were doing out there. So I realized if I went about like half an hour ride on my bicycle, I would get to the edge of this person's property, and in the back of their property they actually had a graveyard, and it was a really old graveyard. A lot of the tombstones were listed from like really late 1800s to like early 1900s, like 1903. Like they're really old, and it was so obvious that nobody kept up with the graveyard. Like everything was dirty and overgrown. And of course, like I thought I was like 16 and edgy and cool, so I'd go hang out in the graveyard. But then eventually I started going there maybe like once or twice a week, and I started cleaning things up just because I felt bad about these people who were obviously like forgotten about. And I remember there was these two headstones that I was specifically attracted to, and I'm assuming the woman died like in childbirth, or like her and her kid must have gotten ill around the same time. But it was like a woman, and she, from like her birth date to like her death date, was literally around like the same age as I am, you know, like right now. And I was just like, so what's such a shame that she, you know, died so young, and then like her baby's tombstone was like right next to her. Well, I would just go and I would like clean everything up. Well, this one day, I honestly, and I'm not someone who really I believe in the paranormal just because I've seen a couple of things that I can't explain, but I do feel like a lot of paranormal things aren't actually real, and it's just people making shit up. But like this actually happened, and I went to the graveyard that day. Up until then, I had never felt anything creepy. I never felt weird. Everything was always really chill. And I was over at their tombstones, like just cleaning everything up, pulling some weeds. And mind you, it was a completely still day. Like there was no wind. It was the middle of the summer. It's hot outside. There was literally no wind. And I'm sitting there and I'm like cleaning things up, and I get the strongest smell of perfume. Like I'm talking, it suddenly smelled like I was standing in the middle of like a field of flowers. Like it was just like super strong. And I felt not like dread. I don't think dread is the right word, but I felt like this overwhelming feeling of like, you need to leave. Like you need to get out of here. And it was calm. It didn't feel threatening. I just felt like it was almost like an audible, like someone told me like, you need to leave. And I literally remember, like, I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, I need to get out of here. And I literally like packed up all my little things. I always have like my little headphones. I didn't put my headphones in. I got on my bike and I pedaled my ass back home so fast. And like I just remember having the feeling of like, you need to leave and you can't come back. And I left, and literally like that was it. Like I stopped going. I didn't go back there. I never felt threatened by whatever was out there, but I just felt like, you can't go back like this. You need to not come back here. 2 weeks later, it was in the news that a woman who had been jogging along that same road that I rode my bike almost every single day was abducted and killed by somebody, and they never found out who. And to this day, I really feel like whether it was that woman whose headstone I was cleaning, or somebody else in that graveyard who maybe just appreciated the fact that I cared about them, gave me that warning to leave and kept that from, you know, happening to me. So that's my story.
So that is definitely what happened. And I think it was the young lady who apparently died in childbirth. And I think that she was appreciative. Maybe she sort of vibed with you on some level. And she was warning you to get yourself out of there and not come back. And thank God she did. That one was cool. I like that one. So let's keep it going. And this one says, my soul left my body. And this is from Haunting Facts on TikTok. Now,
Although the sudden appearance of this girl is startling on its own, it's what happens earlier that's by far the most baffling. Immediately after arriving to the second floor, its door, for some reason, begins to open and close while staying on the same floor. But even stranger is that a faint voice is heard inside the elevator.
okay, I did not hear that voice the first time that they showed this, but yes, that is creepy. I would think that it was one of the girls, and which is probably why I didn't really pay attention to it. But my soul would have left my body when that girl came into that damn elevator and grabbed out. Oh, she would have been good and dead. Good and dead. All right, so this next TikTok is going to be from Quigs 1982. It says, story time, who or what did I meet?
Tell me a story about a time that you know that you saw something, but you don't ever tell this story because you know that no one would ever.
So I actually have told someone this story. My sister knows the story because she was there for the first part of it, but I don't think I told her the second part because this was kind of a newer discovery, I guess you could call it. So when my sister and I were little, we used to have a fenced-in backyard, and my mom and dad used to have us go out there and play. And when I'm saying little, I'm talking like little. I was like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, and my sister is 4 years older than me, so we were both less than 10 years old. And my mom used to love to work in the kitchen, so this backyard, the kitchen window overlooked it, so we were fenced in. Mom could look at us while we were playing, and it was just a safe spot for us to be. But I was terrified of the backyard. And the reason I was terrified is because I was scared of all the people that were walking up and down the alley. Now, I used to be able to see people walking up and down the alley, and they would be in dirty clothes, they would be bleeding, they would look old, and to me, it was terrifying. I mean, when you think about how young I was, it was absolutely terrifying. But the worst part was that I would tell my mom and dad, I don't want to be out here because I don't like the scary people in the alley. And they would be like, there's no one there. What are you looking at? And I'd be like, but they're right there. And I would point, and they'd be like, there's no one in the alley. I don't know what you're looking at. It's just your mind playing tricks on you. There's no one here. And it got to where I just would cry because I hated being out there. And every time my sister would leave, if she was like going to grab a toy or going to go to the bathroom, or maybe she went to the front yard to grab a toy from there, I would just lose my mind and cry because I didn't want to be left alone. One day it all came to a head and I was having an absolute meltdown, and when my dad came home from work, he was nice enough to take my sister and me inside. He was like, go play in the playroom downstairs. It'll be fine. I'll talk to your mom about it. Well, the very next day was the same story. Mom sent us out to play in the backyard, but to my surprise, there was no one in the alley that day. And I don't know where the people went, but I could no longer see them. About halfway through our playing, my sister went inside to go to the bathroom. And as soon as she went inside, there was an old woman that started walking down the alleyway. She made it all the way to our back gate. She calls me over and she goes, sweetheart, you're scared of the people in the alley. And I said, yeah, I don't like them. They're scary. And she goes, well, it's okay because I made them go away and they'll never bother you again. And I was like, okay. Went back and played with my toys, and that was it. I never saw them again after that. It wasn't until my mom passed away, so almost 20 years later, that I was cleaning out her box of family photos and I came across a picture of my Grandma Moore. Now, Grandma Moore was not my biological grandmother. She would have been like a great grandmother, but she wasn't biological. She was a woman who stepped up and raised my grandpa after his mom passed away and his dad left to find work. But my mom grew up calling her Grandma Moore, and she died long before I was born. I took one look at the photo and was like, oh my God, that's the woman from the alley that made the scary people go away. As an adult, I can look back at that and realize that I was probably seeing ghosts as a child, and Grandma Moore apparently saw they were scaring me and made them go away. Kind of creepy, but also kind of cool.
Also kind of sweet that your grandmother was looking out for you. Alright, so this next TikTok is from Whoa, That's Strange on YouTube, and we will see. I have no idea what this is about, but we are gonna get into it.
Y'all have got to see this one. This guy on Reddit is an urban explorer that explores abandoned places in Japan. He has all kinds of really cool posts on his page, but this one is of an abandoned school in Japan. But in this particular post, it's different than every other post he has. All these photos behind me are of this school. It almost looks like it was just frozen in time. And here and there you can see where it's abandoned. If these photos aren't eerie enough, right here is where he got freaked out, because out of all the posts he's ever made, this is the first time he's ever captured anything paranormal. Took a photo of this classroom in this hall, and at the end of the hall there is a figure. And when you zoom in on it, it looks like a child holding books or something, just in grayscale. Now the OP said that he doesn't believe in the paranormal, he doesn't believe in ghosts until this particular exploration. And out of all of his posts on Reddit, this is the only one that he's captured something like this, and he hasn't since.
So I like the fact that people go into these places and they take pictures and they don't see anything in real time, but then they come back and once they actually look at the pictures, they actually see what was there. And that little kid was definitely gray, white face, everything. That is very creepy. The next story is from PG Stories Official. And it looks like she's going to be, he or she is going to be seeing something weird. Because it looks like I see a little white something in the picture, like the thumbnail. So let's see what happens.
Guys, oh my god. That's literally a troll. Look, he's moving. Oh my god. Holy shit. Wow. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? CIA, CIA!
Watch this shit, guys. Oh. What the fuck? What the fuck? Again. It happened again. What the fuck is going on? Yo. Nah.
Okay, so in that first little clip, I didn't see a troll. I think what I saw was like a white plastic bag, so I could never see what she was talking about. That second clip, those little strange noises, like WTF, where were they coming from? And in this third one, I mean, we all know that we have people in the universe other than us. I just think that that was them sort of showing themselves in the sky that night. But yeah, if anybody saw what I didn't see in that first clip, please let me know, because I didn't see a troll. All I heard was CIA, CIA. What the hell does that mean? What? The next clip that I'm going to play here is from the Ghost Homies. It says probably the best evidence we caught on camera.
Wait till the end till you see the most damning evidence we've ever caught. And of course, this was at the Octagon Hall. That door right there next to that Confederate jacket. It's right when we come right around the corner.
Jan, how are you? Oh, shit! Alright, you saw that? I was gonna tell you this.
Whoa! I just saw that door open.
It did open.
It's recording, right? Yeah, I recorded that. Let me rewind that real quick. As the door opens, an orb quickly jets out.
Alright, you saw that? I was gonna tell you this.
Whoa! I just saw that door open. We truly believe the Octagon Hall is haunted. Comment down below what you think and give us a follow for more paranormal content.
So, I mean, when they zoomed in, I did see the orb, but I didn't see the door open. Did you all see the door open? And I don't, not too impressed with that one. The next video is from author Ivy Brannon, and it is a creepy story time. If you hear something in the woods, no you didn't.
Shout out to all of those TikTok videos that talk about if you're walking in the woods in Appalachia and you hear something or you see something, no you didn't, because I think that just saved my life last night. Story time. Excuse the garage. I'm at my parents' place, and this is the only place my dog is allowed, who plays a crucial role in this story, by the way. He's a very, very good boy, and last night proved it. So, my parents don't live in Appalachia, but they do live in an area that's a little more secluded. It's still a suburb, but it's pressed up against these hills with lots of untouched wilderness, and coyotes are running through there all the time. It's just a little bit more rural. So I'm sitting in their backyard, which has this tall fence all the way around it, and the wilderness comes right up to that fence. I'm sitting there around the campfire. My dog is laying beside me. I got my laptop open and I'm writing my little stories. Suddenly, my dog lifts his head, stares straight ahead at the fire, doesn't even like look around at the yard, stares straight ahead at the fire and starts to growl. All dog owners know that your dog has different types of barks and growls. This was his warning growl. This is the growl he does when there is danger coming and he's telling it to back away. So immediately I'm like, buddy, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And then I hear a voice at the fence line. And it's not just any voice. It's the voice of a little girl. And it sounds like a creepy doll from a horror movie. It's got that kind of like mechanical quality to it. And it's kind of like muffled and garbled. I'm still getting the heebie-jeebies. And all it does is go, hello? Just like that. Just like that. Hi, just same tone and everything. Now, mind you, it's midnight. There are not going to be any little girls wandering the woods at midnight. So immediately, I was like, well, this is either someone who's gonna me, or it's something else. And what made me think it was something else was the fact that the voice said again, hello? Only this time it had moved, and it had gotten closer, and I'd heard no footsteps. It was just floating closer. And then, mind you, my dog is still growling this entire time. For the next 5 minutes, that voice is just circling the fence line, going, hello, hi, hello, hey. Like, just like that creepy doll voice floating around the fence line. And then suddenly my dog stopped growling, and he put his head down and he went back to sleep, and the voice stopped. I thought, okay, cool, that was weird. And then all of a sudden he lifted his head back up again and started growling. And then the sound of a ticking clock came from the bush directly across from me. And Again, heard no footsteps, heard no rustling. Just a ticking clock started in the middle of the night, in the middle of the woods. So don't know what that was. But if anyone wants to hop in the comments and let me know, that'd be great. Cause I can't wait to go home today, and I don't see myself coming back here anytime soon. And a big shout out to my protector. Yes, big scary boy.
So, like they say, if you heard it, no you didn't. So she did the exact right thing. And shout out to her cute paw, her cute puppy. All right, so this next video that I'm gonna play is from _do you believe _2. All I see is nope. So let's see.
Shit. Steve, are you home, bro? Hello? What the fuck? Hello? 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 Fuck!
I love it, and I think that that is absolutely real, because that reaction at the end is exactly what I would have done. The next video is from Haunted TikToker, and it asks, y'all see it too? Now, first of all, I want to say that is my type of video. We love a good haunted doll video. But why would you buy something that looks like Annabelle and think nothing is going to happen? And this last video is also about Haunted TikToker. It says, my daughter was pulled back by something or someone.
My daughter was pulled back by something or someone. What you doing? Oh no. No, 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 silly, to dry it. No, no, no. But it exploded, and they were both found dead. She must have.
Did you see it? Something was in the closet, right? Let's look at that part again.
Let's see if Carol can see it now. Okay. No, switch, and no, no,
Okay, going with the last girl first. First of all, she is excellent. But hell yeah, there was something in that closet. And with a little girl, you kind of barely saw it. And it didn't really look like she lost her balance or anything. It did look like she was kind of yanked. And the first one that was that the first one? Yeah, that was the first one. What was it? This second one here with that little girl waking up at 3 a.m. She would have been gone. You got to go live somewhere else. All right, you all. That is my first TikTok paranormal compilation video. I hope you all enjoy it. Please like interact with me down in the comments. Let me know what you think of the videos. Let me know if you want me to continue doing these types of videos, and I definitely will because I love doing them. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you next time. Bye.